Good afternoon. We'll call the October 23rd, 2025 Diversion Board Authority to order. And second item will be roll call of the members.
Mayor Carlson.
Here.
Mayor Dardis.
Here. Here. You're on now.
Mr. Hendrickson.
Here.
Mr. Pepcorn.
Here.
Mr. Ebinger.
Here.
Ms. Kolpak.
Here.
Mr. Campbell.
Here.
Mr. Capitan.
Here.
Mr. Grimberg.
Here.
Mr. Steen. Here. And Ms. Morgan.
Here.
Quorum is present.
And let the record show that Terry Williams and John Shockley are on the phone. Next, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes from September 25th, 2025.
Move to approve.
Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 3, approve the order of agenda.
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Consent agenda. What are your wishes?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, we'll have Don take the roll.
Mayor Carlson.
Yes.
Mayor Dardis.
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Aye.
Mr. Hendrickson.
Aye.
Mr.
Aye.
Mr. Ebinger.
Here.
Ms. Kolpak.
Aye.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
Mr. Capitan.
Here.
Mr. Grimberg.
Here.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
And Ms. Morgan.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Maybe the city of Fargo should have a software upgrade, so. You guys need a software upgrade so all mics can be on, or?
Well, 10 at a time. We don't want everybody talking.
Well, everybody does, so. Regular agenda, item 5, Executive Director update, Jason Benson.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair and board members. We've had an exciting month, and looking forward to getting the construction update from Chris Bakkegaard. He'll cover a lot of the things, especially all the bridges that are coming open. My main item I want to talk about is the governance policy. So that has been talked about a number of times. So looking for approval of the policy by the board. You may have seen in the agenda or the packet, there's a lot of red lines. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to track down the latest 2024 version in Word. It was only a PDF version, so it's converted the 22 version to upgrade it to the 24 version, which then added a lot more red lines. And so really, when we look at substantive changes, there were the items that we talked about at the retreat, including having the executive director's annual review in December with the outgoing chair and vice chair, following Cass County's policy when it comes to the overall personnel policy, as has previously been discussed, in using their human resources. Those are really the key items that were modified from the 2024 version. If there's any questions, I'd take those.
Questions? Mayor Carlson?
I was just going to move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, we'll take the roll.
Mayor Carlson.
Yes.
Mayor Dardis.
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Hendrickson.
Yes.
Mr. Pepcorn.
Aye.
Mr. Ebinger.
Yes.
Ms. Kolpak.
Aye.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
And Ms. Morgan.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Thank you.
Item 6, General Counsel update, Mr. Shockley. No update. Any other words, Sean?
No update, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. 7, project updates. Gary?
Hello, Chair Grinberg and all the board members. Happy fall, and I'm pleased to provide our update for the month of October. For both the Diversion Inlet and the Wild Rice, it looks like turnover for the sponsors for O&M is likely to go into 26 due to a supply issue with just the light poles. That's all we have remaining basically on those two structures. For the Red River structure, the big push is to get the dam embankment built across the old Red River Channel. And Ames has been working 24/7 basically, including night shifts to get that work done and get everything buttoned up for winter and a potential spring flood. Going down to the rest of our embankment contracts, all of our contractors are really pushing to get their sites all stabilized for winter and spring. For OHB, as of today, they're about 98% complete, and the final inspection is scheduled for 5 November. For HSC 1B, today they're up to 55% complete, and they're completing all the paving on County Road 1617 this month. SE2B, 74% complete. They have completed the paving of that County Road 16 crossing. Down to SE4, 19% complete. They've completed the 3rd and 180th crossings of the dam and continue to make really good progress on building the dam embankment. Down to SE3, as of today, they're 35% complete, and they've installed about 250,000 cubic yards of embankment construction. Down to SE5, 32% complete today. Big push to get that Wolverton Creek crossing in, and the drone footage really has a nice shot of that ongoing work. With that, that's my update, and I stand for any questions.
Questions for Terry? Thank you. Next, we'll have a project update from Chris.
Thank you, Chair Grimberg, board members. Yeah, lots of activity, as Jason mentioned, happening in the field today. We're racing time, obviously, trying to get as much work done before we run out of a good construction window. Couple of milestones to highlight here, and I agree with Terry, there's a lot of good drone video footage, so I won't cover everything that's in there today, but we did reach 2 interim milestones. Completion milestones in the last month, so those are our first 2 on drains 29 and 30. There's several more that are in process, and we're working to close those out with our RVA. Again, as you'll see in the drone video, we do have the BNSF Hillsborough track open to trains. That opened last night. We also have all lanes of the interstates, both directions, traveling on our new bridges. There are still lane closures if you drive through that area, but all traffic is up on the bridges, which is another good sign. And then as you look to any day, depending on weather here, we'll have County Road 22, 32nd Avenue, and County Road 14 reaching opening. The rest of the ones in the 30 to 60 day outlook, again, still planning and hoping that we get those done. Those may be a little more weather dependent as things get going. They're focused heavily on the County Road 16-17 area right now. And then the railroad crews will move to BNSF Prosper once they get the shoe fly track removed at Hillsborough. Again, Terry mentioned the OHB ring levees nearing completion. We'll be doing that final inspection with the Corps staff here in the next couple weeks. So, real quick, highlighted most of this already, but see a lot of these bridge items moving towards the opening to traffic, which is the goal of the year. So lots of nice progress made there, and again, hoping for another 2-3 weeks of reasonable weather to get even more of these opened up. With that, I'd stand for any questions related to the construction update.
Questions for Chris? Next.
Yep, safety update, real good month again on safety, and that's something we definitely watch in the fall as we get shorter days and lots of activity trying to get work done. It's easy to see spikes in safety as crews are working really hard, but again, just one recordable event, and that was a bee sting that had a reaction, so they had to go in and get treated. So again, a very minor incident, thank goodness, but one that did flag up on our charts. So with that, I stand for any questions on the safety update.
Questions? Thank you.
All right, on the P3 report, just wanted to highlight our environmental section this month. Just a few things. Obviously, there's lots of data in there, but a few things to highlight. We did reach a couple of approvals from the Army Corps. There's some conditions in our 404 permit that we need to reach as we start to connect the rivers back across our structures. So we did complete what's considered special condition M, which is work below the ordinary high water for the Rush River, and their Corps is right now reviewing the Maple River submittal, and we're working towards submitting the Cheyenne River. So again, working towards those completions of those. Another item, I'm continuing to seed and vegetate as work gets completed. So we've planted another 2,000 trees, so we're a little over 20% done planting trees on the diversion channel. Again, continuing to seed as they get portions of the channel close to completed. And then on the next page, Peggy, one item that was worked, again, anticipating the cutover of the Maple River across the new aqueduct. They were out in the river and salvaged mussels and found a little over 1,000 mussels floating around on the bottom of the Maple River. So they got those relocated in anticipation, again, of cutting the river over. And as you probably heard from Terry a couple months ago, it's been kind of a common theme that we're seeing quite a few mussels in the river system here. So again, getting those relocated in anticipation of cutting the rivers over. So with that, it's time for any questions on the P3 update.
Questions?
All right, I think we're ready for the drone video.
First train over the stormwater diversion channel. I'm Tom Fuchs, Senior Construction Manager with the Metro Flood Diversion Authority, with that and other FM area diversion construction highlights. Each month, we're seeing more of the 19 road and railroad crossings over the channel open to traffic, but this week saw the first rail bridge open to train traffic. At the BNSF Hillsborough crossing, crews installed the rail and ballast this month, and the first train crossed over it on Wednesday, October 22nd. ASN Constructors also has been busy at the I-94 crossing west of the metro area. With the passing lanes open to traffic in both directions, earthwork and paving operations continue in the driving lanes and ramp connections. Crews are now removing the bypass lanes as well. The I-94 crossing is anticipated to fully open to traffic in the coming weeks. Just a little south of I-94, at the 38th Street crossing, ASN shifted traffic to the newly constructed road alignments early this month, making way for remaining utility relocation work and earthwork at the crossing's north approach. The 38th Street crossing is yet another anticipated to fully open to traffic in the coming weeks. South and west of Horace, North Dakota, piling and concrete work continues at the Cheyenne River Aqueduct. This month, our drone view captures the first completed segments of the flume's elevated slab, as well as the first completed portions of the bypass conduits that flank the flume. The bypass conduits are unique features of the aqueduct's design and will be used to divert and carry Cheyenne River flows in the event maintenance activity is necessary within the aqueduct's flume. Crews have remained busy across the site driving piling, forming and placing concrete at the structure's wing walls, and installing sheet pile at the aqueduct's spillway. About 3 miles east, at the Authority Administration Building, ASN Constructors completed the concrete foundations and slab on grade. They also began erecting the structural steel needed to frame the building, which will house the Metro Flood Diversion Authority in a position to monitor project operations. As we turn from the developer's work to the federal work, our tour takes us to the east end of the 22-mile-long southern embankment which is in Minnesota. In Reach SE5, we see work progressing at the cast-in-place concrete box culvert structure where Wolverton Creek crosses the embankment. In recent weeks, the contractor installed sheet pile cutoff walls at both the upstream and downstream ends of the structure, and they're now forming and placing concrete for the box culvert's floor and walls. Over at the Red River structure, which is 90% completed, the federal contractor has been busy since permanently diverting the river in August. Ames Construction has now completed the west floodwall bridge deck and established its permanent connection to the southern embankment. Additional newly completed infrastructure on the west side of the site includes a permanent system of maintenance roads, the structure's west crane pad, the permanent electrical utility, and a system of electrical conduits and conductors which are now installed and delivering permanent power to the control building atop the structure's west pier. This month, our drone view captures the construction process itself, taking advantage of the diverted river and the completed infrastructure to date as crews remove the stop logs after having successfully demonstrated water tightness and dewatering system in the structure's first bay. The project's robust design plays a notable role aiding the construction process in terms of constructability. As concrete work wraps up along the structure's east crane pad and floodwall bridge deck, the embankment work proceeds across the now abandoned portions of the Red River. The structure is expected to be fully completed in 2026. For more construction updates, follow the FM area.
Well, that video should make you all feel proud. Amy?
Diversion project on social media.
Amy?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the board, and kudos to Chandler, who is capturing B-roll today, but he made sure he was out there last night to catch that train and get it into the drone video so we wouldn't miss that today. A few updates this month. The last newsletter focused on the southern embankment and explained a little bit more about how that would work and included an interview with Mark Baringa with the Corps of Engineers. Chris provided a tour to the North Dakota Water Pollution Control Conference, and Jason spoke to the Minnesota Society of Professional Engineers about the project this month. In terms of media relations, we had the September construction update and continue to share as all the different ASN constructors roads close, lanes shift, and bridges open, which we'll be seeing a lot more of in coming weeks. And that's all I have this month. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Amy? Thank you. Next up, we have land management. Justin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Board. Good afternoon. I want to give a quick update on lands this month. As we always start off, we give the thematic approach to visualizing what we have for flowage easements, both in that are considered secured, which is the green, as well as under negotiation, which would be the blue areas, and then also in the yellowish orange, or excuse me, orangish red color, which is existing eminent domain actions at this point in time. Overall, we continue to move the dial north. We are now up 0.5% after additional acquisitions and legal actions as of last month and the results of those. The big take home to it is that from a project location, all those pieces that were additionally acquired and taken care of were in the upstream mitigation area. We always add this slide to help bring home the standpoint that even though we are making progress within the UMA footprint, there is a disparity between the number of owner groups as well as the actual parcels. Many of the parcels are owned by a single owner, and so we break this up, but continuing, the dial is still moving north. As always, I want to highlight some of the key activities that have gone on since last time I reported. Big thing is we continue to negotiate settlement agreements for existing eminent domain cases. And as of last month, we have now gone through 2 complete eminent domain trials in Cass County. Within that, we continue to negotiate many settlements since that first trial in a positive direction to help kind of wrap these pieces up as we move along. And in showing that, we do have 9 pending settlement offers right now with property owners as we continue to move forward. Last month, we did close successfully on 7 different parcels and 4 different owners, and we continue to use the process of disposing the excess lands through that excess land policy. The last thing I want to highlight on the slides is we continue to provide that support through the land agents, not only for relocation, but as well as the RIMP reimbursements, and that team continues to hit the mark and making sure that we're making this happen. One item that I do not have noted on the slides is I want to give a quick update on the compliance specialist position. We did actually have that posted for 4 weeks. We had 9 different applicants, and we conducted interviews, and I'm happy to say we picked an excellent candidate by the name of Heidi Riddle, who brings over 2 decades experience of permitting and compliance background with federal and state agencies, and she will be starting on November 3rd, tentatively. With that, I'm more than happy to take any questions.
Questions? Next.
Wonderful. I just wanted to give a quick update, excuse me, since I last spoke on the Horace Elevator site. As noted in the consent agenda, I presented yesterday to the Lands Committee and then also spoke briefly to the Finance Committee. We went through a process of an RFQ, request for qualifications, and we were fortunate enough to get the opportunity not only to discuss the property, but we did select a realtor by the name of Brian Tulobaski with Horizon Real Estate Group, who will be representing the Horace Elevator over the next 6 months, in hopes that we can utilize him to get that excess property moving from our books and towards a useful effort for that property.
Questions? Good job.
Thank you.
Item 10, Finance, Mayor Dardis.
Thank you, Chairman Grinberg. Your Finance Committee met yesterday. We approved the bills that were presented for this reporting period of $4,037,858.05. Our financial reporting on our net cash position, we are at $287,399,234. And as Mr. Fisher indicated, he did present yesterday with regard to the Horizon and the RFQ, which we greatly appreciated. Dealing with excess lands and, of course, the effect that those have on the finances of the Diversion Authority. We also had a report on regard to the 2026 draft cash budget. There was an amendment offered, and I'm going to defer to Mr. Barthold for the intimate details on that. But our 2026 cash budget is now at $943,973,903. And we also received a sales tax update, which, again, I will defer to Mr. Barthel.
Paul?
Thank you very much. Just some highlights. This is cash, the 2026 draft cash budget version 2. It's just a few updates this month and then a couple things that we are still tracking. First update is that the Finance Committee and Board last month approved the Cheyenne mitigation project, and as part of that there was an amendment for HMG that was approved, so the funding for that work was included in the engineering and design fees line item, which increased that by $1 million. One of the other significant increases was within the channel utility locations and other mitigation. That has to do with the agreement with BNSF. As you saw, one of the bridges is open, so we're quickly approaching turning the structures over to BNSF for their maintenance, and as part of our C&M agreement with them, construction and maintenance agreement with them, there is a $3 million payment to the BNSF for their additional maintenance requirements for a bridge versus an at-grade track. So the 9 million covers all 3 crossings. So that was updated there. And again, the other thing two things that we are closely tracking that could have a significant impact on this budget is, as Mr. Fisher explained, we are seeing a number of settlements, but we don't know how many we're going to get settled. And then we're also seeing a number of court dates coming up before the end of the year. So currently within the lands budget, Peggy, if you could scroll up just a little bit, we have about $35 million left in that budget, and some of that will probably be pushed to the right into the 2026 cash budget. And then if you scroll all the way to the top, Peggy, it's the same thing with the remaining balance of the milestone payments to the developer. Of that $142 million, there's a potential for some of that to be pushed to the right. So those are the highlights from the cash budget. If there are any questions on that.
One comment I'd like to make.
Mayor?
Paul did a great job in summarizing it, but the $3 million per BNS crossing, the $9 million, $3 million per crossing is for perpetuity for operations and maintenance going forward. That's a one-time thing.
Further questions?
Okay, the other thing to highlight, just go back up a little bit. If you look at our funding sources, Fargo sales tax and Cass County sales tax, those numbers are actually flat as in 2026 as compared to 2025, what we used this year. Executive Director Benson gave an update to the Finance Committee that we are on track this year. However, we're not seeing the growth that we've seen in those sales taxes in previous years. So if you go to the next sheet and gives a summary that year, if you notice in previous years, we've seen 3 to 5% increase year on year. This last year, we saw about a 1% increase in 2025. And the county growth, and the same with the city. Unfortunately, this year, we're in the county, we're seeing a decline of about 0.75% through the year, and actually the city is down about 3% for the year. So I think we're going to hit our mark. We tend to have a stronger October, November, December with the holidays and shopping that way. But I feel very comfortable in keeping the revenue for next year flat as proposed, just because of this existing trend that we're seeing in the sales tax. So any questions on that?
Questions for Paul? Thank you. I mentioned to Jason yesterday that as we progress into getting closer to the year end, that another revisit by the authority board on the financial model, and we're starting to prepare for obviously almost $1 billion of outlay next year. And the overall long term, it's going to continue to be an area we're going to have to provide time and attention to. So, any other business? Item 12, public comment. Anyone in the room or online who would like to provide public comment? Hearing none, we'll adjourn, and our next meeting is November 20th, 2025. We're adjourned.